Hey, Caleb here, the founder of Patriot Training Center, and today we're going to talk about the basics of Fanny Pack Concealed Carry. Whether you should do it, and the number one thing that you must never do because it's super dangerous. Alright, so Fanny Pack Carry. So we don't actually carry these on our fanny most of the time. So I'm just talking about a bag that goes around your waist and why you might do it. Okay, first let's define some terms. So I would talk about on-body carry being anytime you have a holster that's on your body. And that's on-body carry, and that is the preferred method that you want for carrying a gun. That gives us the most control of the gun. That lets make sure that we know where it's at all the time, and it's attached to our body, and it's going to be the quickest to access. It's going to be the most secure way to carry a gun. So on-body carry is always preferable. If you have a holster that you can attach to your belt line, either with your belt or a system that doesn't require a belt, like Enigma holster. But off-body carry is anything where it's not attached to your belt line, not attached to your body. So I would consider fanny pack carry off-body carry. And then you have things like backpacks or fanny packs fall into off-body carry. So while this is not a preferred method of carrying a gun, there are some benefits to it, and there are some reasons why many people choose fanny pack carry. So let's talk about this. First of all is like clothing. Okay, as you can see here, I got this shirt on because this is kind of what I wear around the house, or if I'm working out, or if I'm doing stuff like that. This is an example of when you might choose fanny pack carry when you have to do something off body, when you have clothes that don't support carrying a regular holster or your regular gear setup, okay? Or related to that, those type of clothes where you go those places where it's not really feasible for you to carry a gun on your person. So maybe if you're going to the gym and you don't have a place where you can change and discreetly take off a holster off of your clothing and secure it in some way, you know, in your gym bag that you're going to carry around with you at the gym. So this is a way that you could carry all your stuff with you to the gym, and you could keep control of the fanny pack the entire time that you're working out. You know, maybe if you're doing exercise where you got to take it off, you could just set it down right there in front of you, so it's like always within a hand's reach away. Okay, so fanny pack carry gives us some options when we get into those situations, or maybe like swimming at the beach or going to the pool or something like that. You can't swim with your gun on, but you can keep it right in your eyesight and within reach, very close to you, and keep it secure that way. So those are some of the reasons that we might have to switch to some type of off-body carry during certain times of our lives, right? Because we need to live our lives. And then this is a way that we can do that. All right, so let's talk about some of the benefits of fanny pack carry. The first is it's easy to conceal. Obviously, as long as the gun fits into the fanny pack, you can conceal whatever gun you want, and nobody's gonna be the wiser, okay? As long as you choose the right fanny pack, which we'll talk about in a second. The other thing is it's convenient. Just like you don't have to put on your clothes, you don't have to put on the holster, you don't have to put on all this stuff. You just grab the fanny pack and go, and it's got all your other stuff in it. It's got your wallet, everything else that you need. So it's pretty convenient. The downsides to carrying with a fanny pack. The first is that you basically need a fanny pack that's designed for concealed carry. And that can be a problem because sometimes they look like fanny packs designed for concealed carry, which kind of defeats the whole point of concealed carrying, right? You don't want people to know you have a gun. That's the whole idea of concealed. So that's number one. Number two is the way that fanny packs are designed, they're usually slower to access than if you're carrying on body in a holster on your body, okay? And we'll talk about this because I think I've found the one true fanny pack that I really enjoy that makes draw speed a lot better. And then the really big one here, guys, is it's super dangerous if you don't know what you're doing and you don't follow a very, very important tip. All right, so the number one tip, the number one thing that you don't want to ever do is put a gun into your fanny pack without some type of holster that's in the fanny pack or some type of trigger guard system that you're using to protect the trigger, okay? There have literally been people that have died because they shove a gun into their pocket or into a fanny pack, or they put it on their body in some way where they're not covering the trigger guard, and the gun goes off when they're digging around in their pocket or they're digging around in the fanny pack trying to get access to the gun. Or purse carry, this happens with women that carry in purses. Okay, so whatever fanny pack system you choose, the number one thing you have to remember is you need some way to protect and control that trigger so that that's protected so that you don't inadvertently press the trigger. All right, so real quick, now that we've talked about the basics of fanny pack carry, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple different fanny pack systems. All right, guys, so here I have on the table a couple different examples of fanny pack systems that I've tried out. Yes, I've been testing a whole bunch for you guys, and I want to go through them a little bit. One of the first ones that I got was this GALCO version of a fanny pack. I'll put the exact model for all these in the description so that I'm not stumbling over words here, but this one's made by GALCO. And what I really liked about this one is it was a very small design, so it fit my body. It doesn't look too weird. And it's got these colors that are kind of neutral like we talked about, so that you know, immediately people shouldn't know that you're concealed carrying. Okay, so I've worn this one quite a bit and done, you know, a lot of exercising in it and stuff like that, so it's actually pretty comfortable. It's got this mesh thing here in the back that makes it nice. And it's got this unique design. So some of the drawbacks of all Fanny Pack Conceal Carry, like I said, is that it's a bit slower to draw out of the holster. So different manufacturers have tried to figure out different ways to make kind of fix this problem. And I think I found the one that works the best for this. But the GALCO one has a unique kind of solution here where the gun goes in this built-in holster, and you have to order the holster that fits with your type of gun, right? So it's kind of custom to the gun. It's got this system where there's a cord here, and when you pull this cord after you've unzipped the fanny pack, it doesn't draw the gun for you, but it aligns it so that you can draw the gun a little bit easier. So that was kind of a neat idea, and it does help speed up draw speed just a little bit. But this one was, I believe, for the Glock 43, and then when I added a red dot to my Glock 43, it doesn't really fit in here anymore. The other thing is, because this is a small size, it's kind of a downside because the area where you carry is right here, and there's not much here. So again, talking about fanny packs, one of the biggest things is you need it custom made to carry a gun. So that means that there should be two separate compartments, one for the gun that you don't open up, obviously, on the daily, and then you have a separate compartment where you're going to keep all your everyday carry stuff, your wallet, and all that type of things. So the GALCO holster is pretty good, and I like this. The draw speed was helped a little bit, but I kept searching for a different solution and trying some other ones out. But that may be something that you like if you want to look into it. And it's held up pretty well. I feel like this thing will eventually wear out, but so far so good. And like I said, it doesn't really fit the Glock 43X that I have now, now that I put a red dot on it. So another fanny pack that I checked out and I really liked is this Vertx one that is the SOCP that is pretty big. So it's much bigger than the GALCO one that you could see. So it's got plenty of room to carry all kinds of stuff. Of course, it has its own gun compartment here, and it's got its own compartment for carrying all your everyday stuff. So that's exactly what you want. And then it also comes lined with Velcro, and they have some different attachments that can attach by Velcro. Vertx is really good with this. They have a lot of backpacks that they design, and they have a lot of accessories that you can use their Velcro system to outfit it. So this is an example. This is an example of how you can protect your trigger guard. This is a trigger guard only holster that I had, and at one point it had a clip on it. But what I did is I just went ahead and put some industrial strength Velcro on the backing here so that it would fit into the Velcro in the fanny pack. So this is one way that you can secure the trigger guard of your gun. You can protect the trigger, and you can put it into a fanny pack system like this. And it's pretty easy. You can get these trigger guard holsters pretty cheap. You just need a Kydex one that fits your particular gun, and then you put this extra bit of Velcro on here. And then if you have a system that's designed correctly, like this one here from Vertx, the Velcro goes in there, and it's very secure, and it protects your trigger guard so you can carry the gun in there that way. So the benefits of this one is it was much bigger, can definitely hold all your gear. It's got some unique things built in. This pouch here is very useful. You can stick your phone in there. It's kind of how I use it, very quick access. But I think the way that they designed it, it's again the SOCP fanny pack, which is a combative system that was developed for the special operations guys or whatever. So they have, you can carry a knife in here is kind of the idea. It's also got this area in the front where you can do like surveillance and stuff. It's kind of designed for law enforcement. You stick your phone in there, and then you can actually have the camera pointing out here, which is kind of neat, I guess, if you need to record people. It's kind of not very quick to get to, so I didn't use it very much for the phone part of it, but just carried this around with all my normal stuff. So I carried this for a while, and this is pretty decent. Again, this has got a regular zipper system. All three of these over here have this regular zipper system that you would access the gun with, and of course you have to draw the gun that way. You have to zip it open before you can get to the gun. Alright, so this is another popular one right now. This is the SHEEPDOG response one that they designed, and I carried this, and I really liked it. It's definitely big enough to carry all your stuff. It's got a separate gun compartment with some it's stiffer back here, which is smart. And then in the front is where you would carry all your stuff. So the good things about this one is it's pretty big, and it can carry all your belongings pretty easily. And then they have some inserts, and this is supposed to be like a hidden area where you would put the gun. And again, this is Velcro lined so that you can use the exact same trigger guard setup, or as I'll show you in a second, there's like a better custom holster solution that I started using. And you put it in there, and that's how you run that. And then You could put extra medical gear in here or magazines or anything else. So this definitely has plenty of room. It's also got this nice little pouch in the back where you can shove your phone in, which makes it very quick to access. Very comfortable, worked out in it. It's got that kind of mesh backing that they do. Now, one of the things that you can do to help drawing with a fanny pack, you can kind of see it displayed here, is I'll take the one that zippers work by closing, right? So, but you only need to draw by grabbing one of these zippers, and then you're going to rip it open and then access the gun. So what I normally do is I'll tuck the other drawstring so it doesn't get in the way inside the zipper area there. Okay. With the Sheepdog response one though, you couldn't really do that. These metal zippers that they use, you can't really bend them in there. It doesn't say it like pops open, or at least it did for me. So that makes it a little harder to access this zipper area right here. The SOCP one, you can also see that you can tuck these in because they have the cord and then the drawstring, so you can tuck that in, and that makes it a little bit easier when you just need to access just the one cord, so you don't get bound up and grab both of these cords. Okay, so I tried all the solutions. I was like, man, these are all pretty good, but nothing's really speaking to me. And then Shield Arms just came out with this brand new fanny pack, at least new to me, and I really like the design of this fanny pack. The only one thing I don't like, which I will take off, is this Shield Arms logo right here, because again, I don't want people to ever think that I'm carrying a gun, so it's supposed to be concealed, so I'll rip that off. But so far I've been testing this and I really like it. One thing I like about it is it's kind of like an in-between size between the really small fanny pack and then a much larger one like the Sheepdog one or the SOCP one from Vertx. But it still seems to carry a decent amount of stuff. This is the front compartment where you keep all your things. I got a flashlight in here. I got some car keys with some pepper spray on it, a knife. Okay, so it carries a decent amount of stuff. When you shove your phone in there, though, it's going to get kind of full. At least with a big phone. If you have a smaller phone, I don't think that's an issue. It'd be awesome if it had like a elastic backing, like this one has, or some type of rear pocket like the SOCP has. So that's kind of my only complaint about this right now is you're giving up a little bit for the small size and everything as far as concealability. But what is really good about this is the gun compartment in the back. Instead of having to access it with a zipper like all the rest of these options, which kind of slow your draw speed, they designed this so that they have a couple of different magnets here and then these small Velcro pieces on the side and this loop here at the top. So what you can do is you just grab this and you pull it down and then it accesses your gun like that. So what that does is it greatly improves your draw speed, which we'll talk about in a minute. Okay, so right now I got a Glock 43X in here, and then I'll show you. Again, Velcro backing. A really nice holster solution. Now you could take pretty much any Kydex holster, and just like I did with that trigger guard holster, you could put your own Velcro on the back of it, but this one is actually a off-the-shelf solution that comes from a different company. I'll make sure to put the name of the company in the comments, and it works really well. So it's got Velcro on the back, and it's got your Kydex for your gun. Okay, and this fits a Glock 43X. So the Sheepdog response one would probably fit like a Glock 19, I think is about the maximum size, and then this Shield Arms one, I think you're going to have to go with a more subcompact, kind of like the 43X or SIG P365, stuff like that. That's kind of the basics of how these different ones work and why I like the Shield Arms one so much. Okay, so as I said, some of the downsides to Fanny Pack Conceal Carry is the speed of access. Okay, it's just going to be slower to get this thing out of the fanny pack than it is moving your shirt out of the way, accessing the pistol, and getting out and going to work. Okay, so I do have a shot timer here, and I'll just go through a couple examples of that. This is the SOCP one by Vertx, which I talked about. And again, the way that you can set this up, that's going to help you out. If you're carrying one that is a fanny pack that has the zipper access solution, you want to keep your pouch that's got all your everyday gear and stuff, keep those zippers over to one side, the opposite side of the side you want to access. And then with your zipper that you're going to access the gun with, like I showed you here, if you get a well-designed one that has these types of zippers that you can tuck in here, you want to tuck in the one that you're not going to touch, and then you're going to put the other one, let it hang out there. That way you just grab that one and you can pull it open as quick as possible instead of fumbling. And if you grab both of these, obviously you're just going to pull the closed zipper across this way, right? So this will help you access the gun easier. So tuck those in. And then probably if you start at the corner here, if it's down all the way here, you got to make it over the corner to pull it across. Okay, so that's also going to slow down things. So I like to tuck this one in, kind of at the top here, and then keep this one hanging out. So that one's easy to access. And then whenever I access my regular stuff, my wallet, all that other things, I zip it over to the side over here so that it stays out of the way and I don't get confused and I know where I'm going. So I'll just go ahead and put it on the shot timer here that'll pick up dry fire shots to show you kind of the speed that I've been getting. And of course you can practice this and you can figure out ways to make it faster, but this is just kind of an example of different access systems and how it's gonna affect your draw speed time of accessing the pistol, getting that gun out and getting into the fight. Because again, self-defense situations are emergency situations where if you need a gun, you need it right now. That's the whole point that we carry it, immediate defense of life. All right, so 3.29, and you can see how easy it is to fumble with the accessing, okay? Because when you're carrying a fanny pack, it shifts around on your body, and then this one is secured. Obviously, the gun is in there. It's in the trigger guard holster that we talked about, but getting to that gun is still a chore sometimes. We're gonna set this up. All right, so we're a little bit faster there, 2.68. And somewhere in that 2 range is about where I've been averaging when accessing this type of system, which is not great if you're carrying an on-body conceal. We want to get that gun out a lot faster than that. But when you're dealing with a system like this, that's sometimes what you're working with. But you can work through it and make sure you got your motions down. And just like anything, you can practice it and get better at it. Yep. So that one was 3.65. And you can see I had trouble even after getting it open. I got fouled up coming down on the pockets and stuff like that. So those are things to be aware of. This is not going to be a fast way to get to your gun. Okay, but that is, with any of the fanny pack solutions that are basically zipper access like that, that's kind of what you're dealing with. And then this is actually set up better than most of those, because the other thing is a lot of them have the gun sitting sideways, which is not the way that we normally draw a gun, right? If we're carrying a gun in the front of our body, it's normally appendix. And even on the side, they're both up and down. Their vertical motions is the way that we draw guns, right? But a lot of these are designed in such a way that you got to access the pistol from the side, which also slows things down. And I even have this set up to the best way so that it's vertical, as you can see there with that trigger guard holster that we talked about. So this is kind of like even a best case scenario of how you can stage your gun in these things and get access to it quickly, and you see it's still not that quick. All right, so now let's talk about the Shield Arms fanny pack and why I like this so much is because this has a different method of accessing that gun compartment. Instead of having to zip and go with a separate motion, this has got this little loop here, and again, it's got these magnets in the front and these small little pieces of Velcro, and you just push it down and then access the pistol just like you would if you had to get your concealed carry clothing out of the way. So this is a much more natural compared to on-body carry type system, which is something I've been looking for, and I really like this. So it gives you speed to it, and so far these magnets have held up. I guess that's my only concern about it. Will they hold up over time? You know, there's a little bit of Velcro here. Will that wear out? But this looks pretty well designed. And again, important thing, I have a holster in here that covers the trigger guard, the Kydex holster that I showed you. So, but I'll show you on a shot timer how this speeds up the draw times considerably. All right, so even that one, I got it open quick, but I fumbled getting to it. I ran into the fanny pack, I think, when I was going to draw the gun, but even still, it was at right at 2 seconds flat when that dry fire shot got off. Again, that wouldn't be great for if you're carrying concealed normally, right? But for a fanny pack draw, that's not bad, getting at 2 seconds. And you should be able to get under 2 seconds with this if you don't screw things up. Yeah, and there we go. So that's 1.42. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. And 1.42 is, you know, not bad, right, for getting access to something that's in a fanny pack. So that considerably speeds up the draw time. Having this much better system, in my mind, of accessing it, and kind of what I was looking for, right? If we're accessing a pistol, we normally got to pull the shirt out of the way and grab for it. So that's kind of like a movements, muscle memory type thing that we've developed if we're practicing our draw stroke. So moving to something like this is not that much different. You're just pushing down before you're drawing for it, right? To get the concealment garment out of the way. In this case, the concealment garment is the fanny pack. So maybe one more time and we'll see where we're at. All right, so I rushed it a little bit there, trying to go a little faster. but that was 1.38. And when I say I rushed it, I didn't have a perfect sight picture for the dry fire target that I was using. All right, so there you have it. This is my preferred choice now for Fanny Pack carry. Again, the important things, no matter which one that you choose, you want to make sure that you have some type of trigger guard system covering the trigger guard of the gun that you're putting in there. You can use a Kydex holster like this, or one that just covers the trigger guard, but you need something because it's super dangerous not to do that. You definitely want a fanny pack that has 2 different compartments, one for the gun and one for all your stuff, again, for safety. And basically, those are some of my tips, and this is the one that I like so far, and I recommend this. And as long as these magnets hold up and the Velcro holds up and this is durable, the only thing that would make this better for me is if it had a pouch on the back here where you could stick your phone or any other items that you want to carry. So I may modify this, and if I do, I'll let you know. But so far, this is my favorite fanny pack for carry, this Shield Arms fanny pack here. So hopefully those tips helped you out if you decide to fanny pack carry. If you do fanny pack carry, why don't you drop a comment and let us know how you do it and which one that you like. And if you want to learn how to actually use your gun, you can come out and take a class with us at Patriot Training Center. And I'll see you in the next one.